Let's see though. Drafting phase is about to begin. Presented by Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Z Flip 7. 2 EXP laner banned already for BTR.
Yeah, definitely setting up for a possible Baksha pick here. Even though it's not really the best for BTR, I definitely see an angle to how they can utilize the Baksha. We've seen Baksha do really well this week too, but it could also just be an easy Lancelot first pick for them after banning out the Phoveus.
I think it really makes sense, right? If they want to go for the fighter jungler, because technically Finn can rock the Matilda as well, so that combination should be able to come through. Bigetron first pick, you mentioned the Lancelot, but it will be, yeah, you're right, the Lancelot, so no fighters here, junglers rather, for Bigetron for the first game. EVOS, what do they respond with here? They're, if they want some boldness, you know, the Farsa is available, Arlet is also still on the table.
So Arlet and Baxia. Oh, Kalea is still open. I just realized.
With the ban on Gatakacha, it definitely seems like EVOS have planted the seeds to what they want to do with the Kalea. So it should be the Kalea pick here. Now, with Arlet or the Baksha is the better question. I think here it should just be the Baksha because they can go for the Arlet Red 3, and it really puts the pressure on BTR to respond to the Arlet pick. Do they? Oh, what? They go for the Valen blind. I gotta quote, who was it? Leo. I gotta quote Leo from MSC. He's a big hater on the Valentina blind, and that's what EVOS are doing.
Oh,
man.
I guess do they want to just respond with the Kalea to a Kalea of their own, quote-unquote Kalea with the IMU? Maybe that's the idea, but I don't know if it works out the same, especially with the mid-controller, mid-prior that Kalea is going to bring to you. But it looks like they're going to stick towards the Hylos. We can't really rule out the Shogun Hylos too. I think it's more on Shogun than Finn so far in this season, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's actually been more on Finn. Every time they pick it up, even when the Phoveus is on the other side, they would actually turn it around and put it on Finn. Yesterday too, Cho and Hylos, they put the Hylos on Rome, Cho in the XP, and it's kind of like a signature BTR style now with Bam. He really likes for the team to utilize the Glorious Pathway in different ways to create interesting angles to engage.
Will the interesting angles come through in this game? Because yeah, we might see a double Glorious Pathway here. Heck, of course we might see a double Glorious Pathway. But it seems like the Kalea will be neglected here in the first phase, so it will survive the first phase. Question now is, will it survive the second? Let's say it's going to be the Lapu Lapu picked up, and seems like with the Lapu Lapu shielding with Baksha, okay, that's interesting. They opted for an Esme ban. Does this signify that they want to go Harith?
Not probably, but let's see though. From BTR side, it should be a Kalea ban and also maybe something like a Franco ban, right? If they want to just dismantle Key's potential as the elemental.
I agree with you. The Franco is a very good shout here. When you already have a Baksha, that combination is very solid. Unfortunately, does look like BTR are taking their time with it. So, okay, there you go. Yes, it does come out. EVOS, the ban onto Esme isn't really just to set up the Harith. Yes, it could be one of the reasons, but the main reason I think is just to set up for Sorizo to have a good lane on the Lapu Lapu. Esme, a really good option to go up against Lapu Lapu. And yeah, what's interesting to me is the fact that they already have a Baksha. So I would have expected them to leave it open, even though it's a win, and for them to just go for it.
See, the thing is, I do agree with the fact that they want to set up, you know, Sorizo's lane as a good lane or a winning lane, but there is still a mountain of EXP laner that can win the lane against the Lapu Lapu, especially before level 4. So I'm not really sure. Oh, they betted the Harith themselves, so Ghani's theory is even wrong. Let's see though, what's the plan from Vin? Because as you mentioned, Mirko, the Chiss picks might come through.
Yeah, I think so too. BTR can definitely just still go glue, by the way. I really think EVOS should have banned out the glue instead of the Harith here, and BTR will definitely have, like, dude, imagine the power with the glue against the Baksha. That's one of the big picks you want to go for usually when you're up against utility jungle. It's either that or CC, and they've left it completely open for BTR. In the gold lane, I think BTR are kind of safe to go for Granger even, right? Like, the Harith is definitely something you would think about because you already have a Lancelot for BTR, but knowing Eman, putting him on a Granger here would be solid too. Having proper frontline in the Glue and Hylos. They ban out the Mathilda, taking away another choice for EVOS to kite away from a lot of the burst potential and poke potential of BTR. And that should, again, push the idea of a Glue Granger coming up on the side of BTR even more. So EVOS, what do they respond to that with? Do they just go for the Kalea pick and win out the duo mid? Or do they pick up a gold lane, like a Granger, to deny it? Even though it's not the best against Lance Farsa.
I think Cho comes to mind as well here for Key, right? I mean, yeah, the Mathilda man, I think the Flask of Blue Aces can definitely be a factor, but okay, they opened their cards here with that gold lane pick. I expected a Roam. Is this Baksha going to roam here? I think it's still a flex, right? The Baksha technically. Yeah. So the AOE, they want to add more AOE. They want to add another layer for that team fight. And it seems like Bigetron now,
Kalea
with
carry?
this, they need a peel. You mentioned the glue against the Claude here now. Is it enough though? With a glue, high loss, the peel is definitely enough. But one thing, the crowd control is lacking then.
I think Kalea with a good burst marksman is the way to go here for Coach Bab.
Ooh, that's a pretty good shout, man. If you want to go Kalea and Beatrix, it's not the best against a Lapu Lapu. But yeah, if you just take the Lapu Lapu out before that, it'll be great. But instead, they still... Okay, I took Uranus out of my heroes that I would recommend because of the Baksha pick. But hey, it is a pretty good lane against Lapu Lapu. We did see this matchup just earlier today when Rez got his hands on it.
Wait, flex it and go for Fredrin. I think that's decent, right? Against a Lancelot, it should be, you know, kind of a...
But who will... Are you really comfortable with putting the claw as the main damage? Whoa!
What?
Key with the Hellcurt, great against the Farsa. But it's a big risk here against a Hylos. So great peel for BTR, remember?
I mean, there is a key in Beloyski's name, so maybe that's that's the connection here. But let's see though, the only player outside of Beloyski that's gonna pull this off this season so far. It looks like lineup rating and also counter index favoring EVOS even after the Hellcurt pick. Wow.
Very interesting to see the Hellcurt getting picked up this season more often. But ladies and gentlemen, this does it, right? This is going to be the Land of Dawn. Game 1 between EVOS.
5 seconds.
Bigetron by Vitality. Let's see who takes first game.
All troops deployed.
Let's see. As the minions come into the Land of Dawn, the Valentina Hellcurt is something we need to talk about. Is it enough to deal with the mid-clear of Finn and Moreno? Because yes, you might have the ambush when you go in for the jump, but that's about it, right? After that, it's going to be tough. In the jungle too, the young blood in Nile versus the veteran in Albert. Albert plays on a much more passive hero in terms of how he can tackle the team fights. He's really going to have to play with his team. Meanwhile, Nile, I think this is a very, very good hero on him. It's a strength whenever he gets on an assassin as a versatile as a Lancelot.
Yeah, I think the idea from Hellcurt is, I think we actually saw this with Geek, right? The Hellcurt and Baksha combo, and Key is going to be there to complement Albert potential to roam around with the shield unity. And even Shogun in this early of a game can be a target for Albert if Key comes around. Let's see the emblem though by Games Max Miracle. Anything stands out?
The Master Assassin, I guess, for Vin. He's going to go for much more, solo plays on the map, maybe looking for split pushes. Another thing that's crazy is the Tenacity, Vitality, Eman choice. Wow. On the Moskov, Common Emblem is already really good because you get hybrid regen, you add Vitality and Tenacity, and it really makes you kind of unkillable in lane. So if EVOS had that in mind, trying to shut Eman down, trying to give Erlan some space, maybe that's why we're seeing Key rotate more towards the top side instead of the bottom. But Shogun, even he has the tenacity. He has the flicker too. He should be fine.
Yeah, I think the idea is to Albert goes first to kind of like get the healing away, then Key comes later. And at that time, it was Key that actually engaged first. Let's see though, Key already in a good position to win.
Ooh, Moreno has level 4. Feather Airstrike committed. That's going to be 2v1 against Cerezo. Spent the flicker there. Revitalized, popped by Finn. Now Sorizo in a tough spot, in a very vulnerable position. That's going to be first blood for Bigetron. Now Glorious Pathway from the side of Roundel. That's going to be, again, just great flickers pop in here. Shogun survives. That's going to be the turtle for Bigetron. Bigetron winning everything on the board.
Yeah, this Sorizo's engage is a bit too early there, and it's not really that calculated. Nile, though, 1v1 against Key.
Solo? This is going to be a solo by Nile. Great juke there from the Stinger. Nile, great decision there to commit that fight.
Physical damage and emotional damage with a few recalls there. Yeah, Key. Hey, he might have the key in his name, but he's missing a whole lot of BALOYS in the name to make this work. The big meme back in the day, whenever someone in public in the rank games would go for the Helker would be, "Lu bukan Baloy, you're not Baloy. You shouldn't be on this pick." And so far, EVOS, with the cheese pick, it might be good with the lineup rating, but it hasn't really paid any dividends. Shogun taken down up top though, so at least they get something on the map, even though it's just Shogun.
Yeah, talent prediction though by Gope, it looks like all of us is in agreement that BTR will sweep this one. Except for who?
Except Paul.
Okay, I'm just looking at the English casters, but yeah, all.
Oh wow!
No. Okay, that came out wrong. But let's see though. Upward.
Uh-oh, bottom side, 3v2, soon to be 4v3 now. But there's strike landing. That's gonna be Key in trouble again. Racing the wait pop. That's gonna be enough to clear the wave. And Mando jumps back in. And that will be it. It's a 1-for-0.
Yeah, I think kind of like. There could be a better targeting for Key and also Albert, because not everyone can be bursted down by that Stinger and also Shield Unity combo. You gotta pick your targets to be able to flourish in this early in the game.
And we get to see the, importance, by the way, Bloodwings on Moreno. First item, the respect to Key is very, very evident through the emblem setup for everybody and also the first item from Moreno. But back to my point, you really get to see how important mid-prio really is as Sorizo jumps in with the Bravest Spider.
Albert level 6, let's see. Nile, juking away! Full damage comes through though. That will be a shutdown, an important one, because Turtle is up. Seems like Bigetron, they will delay this Turtle take though, but it's gonna be Key caught up. Glorious Pathway put down as well. EVOS now taking it slow. Bigetron just delaying the take. The EVOS, what will they do? Albert, very low. Claude is, bottom side. Shogun in trouble now. Great jump. But there is strike drop. That's going to be Shogun in trouble. Great flicker. Finn though. Sandbag style finds the connection and he steals the turtle. He finds Sorizo in the process and now Albert stunned, isolated, taken down. That's going to be Erlan stunned up with the Law and Order, but it will be enough to take him down. Now Erlan in trouble. Nile under the turret will almost find the kill, but Erlan is too clean with it. He finds the double.
Yeah, it's a slaughterhouse early in this game. Already 12 kills in 5.5 minutes, Mirko.
What a gamble by BTR to keep Eman there for so long, giving EVOS' Erlan so much time to farm up, and I would love to see right now how much that has put him ahead in terms of the gold, because Eman got a few kills right there, the team fight too, he was able to push in the mid lane, the turret falls, and the turtle went to BTR, so in a way, Erlan got a lot of value, but I think BTR might have gotten more through that gamble alone, and now it's really tough. Key, oh man, BTR really reading the movements of Key so well. Glorious Pathway!
Dark Knight falls. Defensively, that's not a good resource to spend on a defensive maneuver. Now Shogun looking for a flank. Oh lord, there's a lot of damage there, but that will be the turret. So the mid and the bot here already down. Not a good sign. Feather airstrike dropped. Erlan 1 HP practically. And with the golden staff here, oh, so from Eman! It will find its mark. Bullseye finds Erlan.
The spear from Manila, Eman threw that from the parking lot. Oh man, what a reaction and what a calculation. Precision from Eman.
As expected for the man. who is really the pillar of Bigetron for the longest time. 3-0-1 of the Moscow, winning out in the lane, gambling in the mid lane, staying there for so long, giving Erlan a lead, but ultimately winning out on that risk and getting the shot down on Erlan. We've been talking about how EVOS can play to Erlan's favor in the mid to late game, but when he's shut down like this, when he's so far behind, Eman is a whole level ahead, by the way. Like, now Erlan just got level 9, but Eman's about to hit 10, and they can't even contest this, right?
I think so. It seems like they will force it though. In 1 HP revitalized and Glorious Pathway, but Albert finds the turtle. That's going to be a steal there from EVOS. The risk paid off. Seems like they want to go more though. Well, no. Bigetron says no. We will not do business because bottom side it's wide open.
The trade is value. It became value.
For sure. With the turtle coming in from Mr. Albert, they gamble and apparently they actually win it out on the turtle. That was a bit of an uncharacteristic miss from Lancelot of Mr. Nile.
Especially considering he's been very on point with his steals. Seems like the story of the game right now is whoever comes to the turtle, put it last, gets the neutral objective. Nile a couple of times, and then EVOS in the end with Albert, despite, by the way, being 2 levels down on Nile. And that certainly has helped the little discrepancy that we saw from Erlan and Eman. It was a whole level ahead. With that, Erlan is back up with a few more minions to clear down below as well. He should have equalized. And you can see from the items too, he's getting very close to getting there. Nile!
Oh, gotta be careful there. It's a 3v1 potentially. Albert crashing down with the shield unity. Will be able to get out with that puncture. Great calculation there from Nile. In the mid though, seems like they want to go. Great disengage.
Okay.
3 out of power spike done in 8 minutes.
Oh, Nile? He's not Concha at all, man. Just the ultimate's getting spent for
Neither is
push
Moreno.
checks. Of course, this BTR we're talking about, a bit more aggressive this time. And Eman does not have to be super aggressive when his teammates are doing that. But I want to talk about the itemization from Shogun Miracle. He actually goes for the Dreadnought, then the Blade Armor. I think that's pretty smart on his part.
Very, very, very smart. The Dreadnought armor, obviously, to go for or to deal with Key and Chorizo, and then the instant Blade Armor, because he knows right after surviving the early game with the Dreadnought, the main damage dealer for EVOS really is just Erlan, right? They've dealt with Key, he's 0-3. Chorizo has been kind of like iffy, but obviously Chorizo, as we get into mid to late game, won't really be targeting Shogun anyway. So not finishing the anti-Cuirass, staying on the Dreadnought armor, and instead going for the Blade Armor rush is incredible from Shogun.
Okay, now we're on a waiting game here. BTR 3K gold ahead with Eman is on the other side of the map. And I like the fact that Min is there as a safety precaution towards the Moskov in case Key is there, and he is there right now.
3 levels ahead, by the way, Nile is. And it does seem like Eman might just fancy a 1v1.
Gotta be careful, that's SOD.
Oh, man.
That's a flicker spin, and also a passive triggered. Dark Knight Falls, looking to force some counterplay. It's a 2v1. Eman playing it calmly.
Wow.
He jumps in with Stinger, that's a flicker as well from Chorizo. But Eman, too clean with it, just so sharp now. On the other side of the map, it's gonna be Glorious Pathway and the Feather Airstrike invested. Nothing too much though, as Roundel have spent his flicker and will recall. And Bigetron now has more control in the rivers area.
Man, it seems like
You have to
Eman
see
can
the
do no
resources.
wrong.
The resources spent there. It was 3 flickers for just to revitalize.
The burst damage was enough to burst Chorizo down. Back to the Lord.
Oh,
terrified! No jungler for Bigetron. EVOS now have an advantage. That's a knockup from the Lord. But with the Glorious Pathway here, trying to slow members down, Erlan jumps back towards the BMI. Dark Knight falls! Oh my goodness, the counterplay from EVOS! And it will click everything up for their side. 4 members down as Erlan finds an important shutdown and a double.
Man, Goni, your words came true. That emphasis towards Eman's or Nile's safety, not to be overzealous. You did it right away that time.
They got overzealous.
Seems like they got overzealous.
And he got punished for it real hard. That goalie is completely gone. Everything they built is coming crumbling down on him. And even a Lord to push EVOS' pressure and power even more as we get into the late game here. Remember, EVOS do really well when they have the prio. Niall trying his best to get something back, but won't be able to. It does seem like for BTR, they'll still be able to clear out a lot of these minion waves that are coming to siege in. Even the top lane one, the Holy Shield just got down. Oh, man. Right as Shogun gets poked.
Man, the timing couldn't be worse for Bigetron by Vitality. Niall, though, jumps in. Oh, looking for Ronaldo, finds it. It's a solo. Niall, though, now caught, cannot get out. That's a 1-for-1. No Valentina, but no Lancelot for Bigetron.
Okay, it's a 1-to-1 trade, but EVOS get a lot of turrets there from the Lord. But man, oh man, even Shogun is not tanking at all, despite him being having blade armor and also Dreadnought against this Claude, against this damage that's coming in from EVOS. And I think that's mostly because of Albert.
Yes, it is mainly because of Albert. The fact that he has the anti-regen built in his passive has enabled the rest of the team to not go for Dominance Ice. Like, no one needs to go and waste their money on Dominance Ice or anti-regen items. They can just go for pure damage. The only other guy that is sent to go for anti-regen is Roundel. And then the rest have just gone pure damage, pure tank, you know, everything that the team really needs. And Erlan is truly online now. He's gone for a different route, by the way. A lot of times we see the Winter Crown, but in this game, he's gone for Winter Nature, knowing that most of the damage is still going to be coming from Niall, from Emon, and Moreno's just there for poke.
Gotta be careful, Key. Jumps in with the Purify. That's a Purify pop there. EVOS playing it very, very well now. The coordination, the timing, and Bigetron, they are the ones who struggle to find the connection.
Yeah, Erlan's build, I think it's a bit of a glass cannon there after taking some damage from Mr. Niall. Just a poke from Niall's perspective is a lot of damage towards this Claude. You gotta be careful. And I think he went glass cannon just because of the fact that Key has the Dark Knight Fall, so it kind of amplifies his engage potential. Amando?
Ooh. Taking a lot of damage, a bit too much to be comfortable. Sorizo's doing a whole lot too, by the way. He's gotten to a point where he's incredibly tanky. He has blade armor too, and that's the problem right now for BTR. I think a lot of times when you play Moskov, you should be facing this problem in higher ranks. When everybody on the other side has blade armor, you're getting shredded down. You need a bit more sustain. You need maybe a Haas clause in the end by selling boots or something to really deal with the blade armor shred.
Let's see, will Bigetron be able to find something here? Will EVOS make the mistake to maybe... Uh-oh, that's going to be the Terrified. It's going to be damage though. Coming. Finn goes down to 5d4 now as EVOS
Key
will have more control from the Lord. Iman jumps in towards the mid push. The Rachel, and there's the follow-up from Moreno. Now though, Niall looks for Roundel. Moreno will not be able to escape as Shogun flickers out of danger. Mid though will be cleared by Iman, relieving off pressure. But this time, will Iman be able to finally escape? The route is open and it seems like he will.
I was gonna say that I'm proven wrong. Eman actually can do wrong, but apparently no. He baited some of the members away from EVOS, and now another engage.
Uh-oh, Shogun very low, stunned up, and that will be it for Shogun. Eman though shows up, and that's gonna be the glorious halfway put down. That's a stun, that's the damage.
Wow.
That's gonna be enough to take Sorizo down, but Finn falls as well. That's gonna be a 4. Again, just 4 members staying alive. He now, gotta be careful. There's Niall. He spots Key. He wants to clear top. Seems like it's a reset for both teams. Oh, that's a Terrify! Oh my goodness, 1 HP! Not enough. The SOD from Roundel not landing, and that will be just so close, but that's gonna be the SOD landing. Albert though will take the Lord again. This is going to be the second Lord for EVOS.
Way too aggressive by Niall there, man. I mean, he already saw Key, I believe, right? He saw him walk into the bush, he cleared up the wave, and he still went very near to the bush, almost got punished by it, and had to concede the Lord. Maybe they would have conceded the Lord anyways, just because of the position and the tempo that EVOS has, but yeah, a bit too risky for not that big of a reward. What was the plan there, even if he was able to escape, right? EVOS, get the Lord, now it's all about the siege? Can they dive in? Can they zone the BTR members from the base turret? Because right now, it does look like BTR are set to lose just one base turret, and EVOS should be playing it safe and backing away. Moreno, Eman, Nile. Those three have to be down, or at least one of them, before the Lord gets taken down, before they can actually utilize it to get more base turrets than one.
Yeah, I feel like Eman, he has enough firepower, enough wave clear to be able to take care of this one. It all rests down, or like it all comes down to how good Nile is with the punctures and the execution, the micros, because he's gonna be able to spend the resources.
Oh, Nile a little bit too aggressive there. Roundo with the flicker to save himself. That's gonna be the base turret though, doing work. Damage towards Orizo. Stunned up as well. Oh, Roundo! That's a mistake there. Great outplay. Feather airstrike to seal Moreno's lives out.
Oh man, Nile, my man, you gotta be able to tone down the adrenaline a little because, you know, you're putting your team in a precarious position right now.
3 members just defending. Mid turret will fall. Key now jumps in. Shogun trying to hold on. That's a Sea Halberd bought by P. He wants more damage. P doing work. Oh my goodness. Shogun falls. Nile will be up in 4. Eman will not be able to survive. That's going to be Nile jumping back. But ladies and gentlemen, EVOS should take game 1 after a very clean early game.